Hi everyone, hope you're having a good day. We are back with another episode of Green Hell. Let's see how we survive today. So I check the notebook and it says to check the Lambda location. When I check the map, it is east from the village I am at the moment. So I pick up the coconut shells, I check my watch, I make the compass point to east and I start heading in that direction. This is the first time we're venturing off into the jungle, so I'm a little scared. But I keep checking my watch to make sure we are still heading eastward. I come across this hill, so I feel it is best to go down this log to cross the river to then go east back up to the hill. On the way, I do stumble across some bananas, so I pick them up, as food is very hard to find in the jungle. I check my watch again to make sure I'm still going east. I find a gentle slope to go up to the hill, so I make my way up that. I hear a rattlesnake as I come up there. I did not see it, but I heard it, so I quickly got out of the area. I came across this clearing, and when I looked up, the dialogue updated, and the notebook did too.
How do I get up there? Mia? I've almost reached the Lambda location, but I can't get there. I mean, there's a way up, but the ropes have been cut.
And
I could use some climbing gear.
is there nothing you can use?
I'm not having much luck. I'll let you know if I find anything.
When I check the notebook again, it says that I have found the right place to access the Lambda location, but I need to find a grappling hook. I decide in this clearing it's probably best to put down a hut shelter. Therefore, I can save the game, and if I need to respawn, I'll respawn right here at my next objective. So I start by getting sticks and starting to build a hut shelter. Once I've added rope, I needed palm trees for the cover of the hut shelter. So I started whacking some plants nearby and collecting the palm leaves that I can to put on the shelter. I didn't quite have enough from the first palm leaf plant, so I had to whack another one. This should give me enough to build the shelter. Once the shelter is done, I decided to save the game. In the bottom left-hand corner, I seen the symbol that I was dirty again, so I went to the stream to wash myself. You can get infections if you don't clean yourself, so this is important to do when you see the notification. Then I put down the coconuts again, so if it rains, they will fill up with water. So as mentioned, my next objective is to explore the jungle to find a grappling hook. The game does not give you any indication where this is. The more you explore, the more you will figure out. When I check my watch, I realize I'm hungry, so I eat some coconut flesh. I decided to go out and collect some materials. I collect some vines from a nearby tree. The vines are used to make rope like I did in the hut shelter. While exploring my surroundings, I come across this waterfall. And then when I look across the stream, I see a cave entrance. I decided to have a look in this cave, quite reluctantly because I did not know what this cave would have. Fortunately, there was nothing dangerous in this cave or anything that was valuable either. There was just an iron vein. I didn't know how to use that yet and what iron would be used for, so I just made my way back out of the cave across the stream and I picked up a mystery snail. I also then found a parrot on the floor, so I made sure to pick that up. I also came across this animal and decided to pick up another bone, and I also found a bird's nest and an egg. I decided just to pick up any resources I found and then made my way back to my hut shelter. Here I decided it was probably best to make a small fire so I can start to cook some of the food that I'd collected. After all, I didn't know how long the egg was going to last or the parrot. So using some sticks, I made the fire. Now it was time to light the fire, so I needed to get the hand drill out of my backpack. It said that I was too tired to make the fire, so I decided just to collect some sticks and wait for it to start getting darker. I checked my backpack and realized I had the materials to make a wooden torch. I thought that this was something that was going to come in handy at some point, so while I had some time to kill, I might as well have crafted it. I flicked through the notebook just to see if there was anything useful that I could also build, but there was nothing that was immediate until I found the stone trap. I thought maybe I might be able to capture some food, as food is such an important resource in the jungle. So I placed the blueprint down near my shelter. It was getting dark, so I decided I might as well try and sleep. So I slept for as long as I could and woke up and it was still dark. I checked my watch and seen that I needed water. It hadn't rained, so the coconuts weren't full. So I decided if I light the fire, I could at least get some protein out of the egg and out of the parrot. Now that I slept, it was easier for me to make the fire. Once the fire had started, I harvested the parrot and I put the meat onto the fire so it could cook. It was also worth putting the egg down too so that could cook. There were only 2 slots, otherwise I probably would have tried to put the snail on there too. Once the egg was done, I ate the egg. The meat was over halfway at this point, and then it started raining. I didn't know if the fire would be put out, so I started to panic and I put a banana on the fire. Look, I'm not perfect at surviving. And yes, the fire did go out with the rain, so my meat did not cook. It was just over 3/4 of the way, which was a little annoying. However, now I knew that the coconuts were going to fill up with water, so at least I could drink that and get my hydration up. Instead of eating the meat, I decided to eat some of the bananas as they were starting to go rotten in my backpack anyway. I kept drinking from the coconuts as well. I then decided it was time to sleep again just so I can get through the night. And when I woke up, it was dawn.
Mia, how are you feeling? It's been days. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm a little dizzy, that's all.
You're probably just tired. Why don't you get some rest?
I just remembered that time when we flew out for the weekend to the Bahamas. Do you remember?
Sure I do. How could I forget?
We promised we'd go back there again. And after all, we spent the whole visit in our hotel room and didn't really do much sightseeing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jake, we'll never go there again.
Don't say that. Don't give up. Stay focused. Everything will be fine. You'll see.
If you believe it, then so do I.
Once this dialogue was completed, I drank from the coconuts again and decided it was time to build a trap. So I collected some sticks nearby and I found this big stone across the stream. So I decided to walk that back up to the blueprint. Once that was in place, I just needed to add some rope. Luckily, I collected the vine earlier. Now the trap was completed. I didn't know how it was going to work, but at least it was down. I drank some more water from the coconuts and then I had a notification that I had some leeches. So I checked my right arm and there they were. I then decided that because I'd left the meat on the fire, I might as well try and cook it for a second time and pray it didn't rain so my fire didn't go out this time. This was all in preparation for me to go out and try and find the grappling hook that was mentioned earlier. So I wanted to be as well fed and as well hydrated as I possibly could before I started exploring again. The meat was finally done and I ate it. I'm so glad it didn't rain. At this point, I decided it was a good idea to save the game. Thank you for watching, and I'm so excited to explore the jungle in the next episode. See you soon.